Final Fantasy is here, which means that we're playing Vivi Ornitier in Modern Ruby Storm. Let's go check it out. In front of you is Modern Izzet Ruby Storm featuring Vivi Ornitier from Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy. Well, what is this powerful wizard? For 3 mana total, a colorless, a blue, and a red, you have a 0/3 creature with an activated ability of add a red or a blue mana equal to Vivi's power. Only use this ability once per turn and only on your turn. And then whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Vivi Ornitier and it deals 1 to each opponent. So that means that those +1/+1 counters stick around. It is not prowess. Those don't go away at the end of the turn. They stick around forever, which means that over the course of a longer game, Vivi gets better and better and better, which is really, really exciting. So what are we cutting in order to make room for Vivi Ornitier? Well, we're cutting Wish, because Vivi is a backup win condition to Grape Shot, which is now on our main deck. So you no longer need the Wish, which means that you get to play a full sideboard of cards that are now more impactful in bad matchups. For example, Dimir Murktide, you now have Spell Pierce and Defense Grid. We like that. So Vivi being a spell enabler like Rail Monsoon Mage or a backup win condition is really exciting because it does something that wasn't available previously. It's also blue, which means that the back half of Rail Monsoon Mage can now draw cards, which doesn't come up super often, but it's a possibility. One change that I've made recently that you could find on the card above was last week I uploaded a video featuring blue in Ruby Storm because we wanted to play 1 mana value cantrips to help smooth out our draws. Those are even better now due to Vivi Ornitier and the ability to make them free later on and ping the opponent. So all of these changes recently have pointed towards blue being the best splash color in Modern Ruby Storm. Hopefully that's true. Let's stick around and find out how powerful Vivi really is. I'll see you in the first round. Don't go anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicstorm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Welcome to match number 1. We're on the draw with Modern Izzet Ruby Storm. I have no idea what the opponent's playing today, but I'm going to keep this hand. It doesn't have any cantrips and it doesn't have any payoffs, so why would I keep it? Well, in my list that I'm playing, I have 2 Surveil lands, and I'm hoping that those do some heavy lifting by the time that I'm ready to win on turn 3. We see a first turn Utopia Sprawl. We draw for turn, it's a land. We really didn't need that. They play Commercial District, sure. And they put a card back on top. And I will fetch now. We do have a bunch of 1 mana value cantrips in our deck. And in theory, you could just hold both Surveil lands until the end of your second turn, but you're giving up equity of, well, that was good, surveilling away Past in Flames, but you're giving up equity of being able to play a cantrip on turn 2. Like what we just drew into. So we will fetch. We'll pop out the graveyard too. Grab that Thundering Falls. We don't need a Ruby Medallion that can go to the graveyard. And now we'll play Preordain. Keep the Reckless Impulse. And pass the turn. I am ready to try to win on turn 3. Our opponent plays Windswept Heath. And now they have 4 mana total. They grab a basic forest. Sowing Mycospawn. Sure. They grab Bazooka Bog. That's annoying because it will exile my Past in Flames. Okay, well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just Ruby Medallion pass rather than trying to jam. We'll grab Mountain, play the Ruby Medallion, and let's play Reckless Impulse. Sink in a Stupor in a land. Okay, pass the turn. They play Ancient Stirrings. They find Eldrazi Temple. Writhing Chrysalis, okay. They still have 4 mana here. And now they attack for 3, I go to 14. Rail Monsoon Mage. I would like to start with a Pyretic Ritual. Let's play Reckless Impulse. Storm is 2. Another Ritual and a Sink in a Stupor. So I've played 2 spells so far. Unfortunately, it looks like I don't have enough to flip the rail. Because you can't Sink in a Stupor your own spells. So that means that I'm going to have to pass the turn here. We'll bounce the Writhing Chrysalis to buy time. Play Desperate Ritual just to get it to the graveyard. And I think every life point matters right now, so I'll play the Steam Vents instead of the Wooded Foothills. Wait, no, I get one chance. I get one chance here. I could flip the Ral. It's a 50-50. So let's do it. Oh no, I'm an idiot. I should have played Ral first, because then I would have 2 chances. Whoops. I am punting here in match number 1. Flip. We won the flip anyway. Better lucky than good. Wow, that was awful. That was just bad play. I forgot about holding priority with the rituals for a second. And now we ultimate the Ral. We flipped a Vivi Ornitier and 3 Reckless Impulse. So let's play the first one. We hit another Ruby Medallion. Play another Reckless Impulse for free. We hit Rail Monsoon Mage. We probably would like to play that. And now we'll Reckless Impulse. Trigger. Tails. We win the flip. Yes. Reckless Impulse. Minus the Rail Monsoon Mage. Technically Rail Leyline Prodigy. My bad. And now we can play Manamorphose. Make 2 blue. We will Manamorphose again. Make 2 blue. And I drew the Grape Shot. So at this point, it's just casting spells. We'll play a Ruby Medallion. Desperate Ritual. Desperate Ritual. We'll cast a few more spells just because it's kind of free to do so. And what if for some reason, hypothetically, our opponent's a crazy person with life gain in their deck? There's very little reason to just not play more spells here. So we'll take the Sink into Stupor. And that's probably fine. I guess I could have played Sink into Stupor on whatever they were doing to gain life. I suppose I could have played Grape Shot a couple spells earlier. So I did not play that game number 1 super well. I forgot about the ability to play 2 spells to flip the Ral, and I got lucky. A small error in judgment. Alright, let's make this a tiny bit smaller so we can see the whole 75. There we go. And we're facing Eldrazi. I think I would like Into the Floodmaw. You could bring in Blood Moon, but we saw that game that they have a bunch of basics. Likely get rid of Consider. Then the question is, do I need 4 copies of Into the Floodmaw? I will get rid of 1 Past in Flames and we'll try this. One cool thing about Into the Floodmaw is that it clears blockers for Vivi to deal lethal. They've mulliganed to 6, we will keep. They reveal a Devourer of Destiny. Ugin's Labyrinth. Okay, very good start for them this game. Into Talisman of Impulse. 3 cards remain in their hand. Reckless Impulse is the draw. We'll play Thundering Falls, keep the Rail Monsoon Mage. Our draw is looking very good here. They play Windswept Heath. Trinisphere. Well, that's not good. Okay. We have 7 answers in our deck, but I would need to draw another land. They fetch with the Windswept Heath. And now a Rumble. They boarded in Nature's Claim. Okay, that's good to know. And they chose Sowing Mycospawn. We did not draw land number 3. We have to pass. But I think the best thing to do, it would be to get rid of this Preordain. Something I thought of, and I mean, I would need to get very lucky, is if we hit land 3, I play Vivi, and then they're about to kick a Sowing Mycospawn, so we're about to lose our land. But you could play Ritual, Ritual, Ritual into Trinisphere as break-evens, Manamorphose to lose 1 mana, play a Rail Monsoon Mage, and then try to flip with the Reckless Impulse through a Trinisphere to win. But unfortunately, we got our land destroyed, and we're out of it. So we're on the play for this upcoming game. I'm going to just resubmit. Our hand was very good that game too. It's just I couldn't beat a Trinisphere. On the play. Keep. All day. Play Scalding Tarn. The question is, do I Surveil or do I play Preordain? I think playing Preordain gives me the upside of potentially winning on turn 2. So I will play the Preordain. Bottom the Rail Monsoon Mage. Keep the Ren's Resolve. Pass the turn. They play Utopia Sprawl. Come on, Manamorphose. Another Into the Floodmaw. I think I'll just play the Rail Monsoon Mage. You could play Into the Floodmaw trying to slow down a Trinisphere. I just don't know if that's a great idea. They have a Ghost Quarter. And they do have the turn 2 Trinisphere. So Trinisphere, the way that it works is the spell must cost 3. And we got lucky and drew land number 3 here. So if I didn't draw the land, Ral Monsoon Mage does not reduce into the Flood Maw down to 2 mana. That is what I'm trying to say here. The spell will always cost 3 no matter what. They play an Ugin's Labyrinth, 4 mana, and a Rumble. Nature's Claim and Talisman of Impulse. They play the Talisman of Impulse, okay. On their end step, we will give them a fish. Get out of here, Trinisphere. No one likes you. And I mean no one. Alright, it's our time to try to win. We'll begin with the Ren's Resolve. We need to see a couple spells here. We'll say Tails, we lose the flip. Vivi and Manamorphose, okay. Well, I can't play Vivi right now. So what I could do is play Pyretic Ritual, trigger the Ral, say Tails, and now I can play Vivi. Okay. Let's Manamorphose, trigger the Ral. So this is the 3rd spell of the turn for Ral purposes. We'll say Tails. And now Vivi triggers. We'll deal them 1, they're at 18. Manamorphose will have blue-red. Another Flood Maw. So I cannot win this turn. I've played 2 instant or sorceries. I could go Desperate Ritual into the Flood Maw and try to flip the Ral, and then get closer to ultimating. That's a possibility. So let's Desperate Ritual. Then in response, I'll into the Flood Maw and bounce the fish, so that way they don't have a blocker for Vivi next turn. And now I have 2 chances to flip the Ral. I'll say Tails, we win the flip, I'll say yes. Ral, we lose the flip, Vivi gets a little bigger. And now I'm going to plus the Ral, and now next turn I can ultimate the Ral Monsoon Mate, or I'm sorry, Ral Leyline Prodigy. Pass the turn, and Vivi's a 4/7, let's go. Big ol' butt. They fetch with Windswept Heath and Ancient Stirrings. They have 6 mana available currently. They find Eldrazi Temple. They've already played their land for turn, so they can't play the Eldrazi Temple. So they're stuck at 6 mana. They play a Rumble, which finds a Kozilek's Command, but they take Sowing Mycospawn instead. Oh, well, they have to. Okay, my bad. I misspoke. Rumble says permanent. It cannot take Kozilek's Command. So it was Mycospawn or Sire of 7 Deaths. I misspoke. And now they play the Trinisphere. We drew another Flood Maw. We'll begin by bouncing the Trinisphere. Get out of here. You can have another fish. Also, I would like this game to attack with lethal for the Vivi. I think that would just be a great way to finish out match number 1. Okay, we will play Desperate Ritual. They go to 12. Play the Manamorphose. They're at 11. Make 2 blue. Play the Ren's Resolve. They go to 10. We'll bounce the Eldrazi Spawn. They go to 9. And that's lethal with Vivi. There we go. Vivi swings for lethal. Bryant Cook is back, and this time attacking with wizards. Alright, we're 1-0 with this Izzet Modern Ruby Storm build featuring Vivi Ornitier. It seemed pretty good to me. Let's see how it does in match number 2. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. For round number 2, we're on the draw, and we've opened hand Vivi again. I mean, honestly, I'm much happier to see a Vivi here than I am to see a Wish. Like, this just seems great. And it looks like we're facing Boros energy here in round 1, or round number 2. Play Scalding Tarn and just pass. They swing, ouch. Blooded Strand. And now they're going to make a cat. We will Surveil on the end step, grabbing Thundering Falls. Keep the Preordain. Play the island, Preordain. Bottom the other Preordain, keep Manamorphose. And then we will Preordain, if I can figure out how to tap for mana. Get rid of land and the Sink in a Stupor. We don't need either of those. They fetch with Flooded Strand. They grab an Elegant Parlor. Now they attack, we'll go to 16. They play land number 3. And no plays, interesting. We draw the Thundering Falls. Let's play it. I think I would like Manamorphose, so we'll keep that, and then we'll play Reckless Impulse. Double Manamorphose, nice. They search out another Elegant Parlor. I mean, ideally, and I don't know why, but ideally our opponent would tap out this turn for something I don't care about, and then next turn I could go nuts with Vivi. That said, they haven't tapped their mana on turn 2 or turn 3 yet, so I'm guessing they're not going to tap out here on turn 4. They play an Ajani, sure. Ocelot Pride. And they're holding open 1 mana. It's got to be for like a Galvanic Discharge or a Lightning Bolt or something like that. So my best draw here would be Ruby Medallion. And they're representing lethal, so I have to do something this turn. Drawing the other Ritual makes me think that I could keep the VV alive through Lightning Bolt, which is very interesting. So, wait, is that true? I would go Ritual, VV, floating 2. And then I could, yep, that works. Okay. Heretic Ritual. Desper Ritual. And now we play Vivi Ornitier. Or Ornitier, whatever. And now we try Manamorphose. +1 counter to Vivi. And if they try to Galvanic Discharge, I will consider in response. And there it is. So now I can play Consider. Boom! Vivi! Living through removal! Wow. Let's go. Consider. Do I want the Preordain? I don't think I do. I'll get rid of it. Ooh, Vivi was not a good draw. Okay, so now the Galvanic Discharge resolves. And they're probably going to spend 0 because it's going to live through it. Yeah, they spend 0. And now Vivi gets a little bit larger. Manamorphose. We'll do red. There's a Ruby Medallion. So, what to do? Because I could use the Vivi, but then I can't cash it in later. But if I use the Ruby Medallion now, I can start making more mana. Interesting spot to be in. I don't know the right answer here. So if I use Vivi now, and then I go Morphos, that brings me up to 3 mana. If I just go Morphos, Vivi would then make 4 mana. Ruby Medallion. I think it's actually, I could be wrong, but I think it's better to Morphos. I think you get 1 extra mana. I might be wrong. We'll make red. We spiked a Ritual. I'll play it. And now I don't have to choose. So maybe this is the upside of playing the Morphos, is I don't have to choose between maximizing Vivi or playing the Medallion. I can do both. Now they go to 14. We'll play Manamorphose. So it looks like mana is our choke point. I'm sorry, action spells are our choke point, so I need to find Past in Flames. Yes! Let's go! Everything is going our way. Reckless Impulse. Alright, time to cash in Vivi. We'll make 7 mana. Hi-oh. Just spiking everything we need. We'll play the Ren's Resolve. Vivi will knock them down to 11. Time to show them Past in Flames. Let's go! They go to 10. I think it's time to play a new Vivi. We'll play the new one. So this way, the new Vivi can make mana. We'll play Pyretic Ritual, Desperate Ritual, and the opponent concedes. Wow, Vivi was so good! That was insane. Alright, so what do we want to do against Boros Energy? Well, they're a deck that has, you know, Galvanic Discharge, Orum's Chant, Thraben Charm. I like bringing in Spell Pierce personally. And I will sideboard out Consider. You could make the argument that you would like Into the Floodmaw, and I think that's a reasonable stance. But your deck has 3 Sink and a Stupor built in. So I'm going to just submit this because a lot of the Boros Energy decks these days aren't playing permanent-based hate. Or if they are, it's like 1, maybe 2. This hand is very good. We will keep. Turn 1 Sacred Foundry into Ragavan. I don't love that. That's actually kind of rude. We'll play Polluted Delta past the turn. They swing. They hit Pyretic Ritual. You know, that's a card I would have liked to have had, but, you know, no big deal. They play a land. High Noon. Well, I'm glad I have the Sink and a Stupor in my hand. We'll grab Thundering Falls. Get rid of the Ren's Resolve. I already have 2 of those effects in my hand. Play Mountain, and let's jam a Ruby Medallion. Pass the turn. They have Arena of Glory. It looks like they're going to give a creature haste here. Seasoned Pyromancer. You don't see that one too often. They get rid of 2 lands. Very good for them. And now they have 3 cards in their hand. If they have an Orm's Chant, I lose. I can't beat High Noon and Orm's Chant. But we're going to try to win here. I will grab a Steam Vents. Ouch. We'll bounce the High Noon. Oh, no I won't. No I won't. Ruby Medallion doesn't reduce it. Whoops. I lied. They play a Marsh Flat, still 3 cards in their hand. Now they swing. We go to 6, Ragavan trigger. It's my Past in Flames. I would have loved that one. Ah, brutal. This Ragavan just exiling good card after good card. They also hit Preordain. Alright, so now I will sink in a Stupor on the High Noon. They could use it and put me to 1. They did not activate it. I don't love that. Okay, we have Rail Monsoon Mage. Play Pyretic Ritual. Reckless Impulse. It's Manamorphose and Scalding Tarn. We'll play another Reckless Impulse. Preordain and another Ruby Medallion. Okay, so we've played 3 spells this turn. I would like to splice a Desperate Ritual. So that's 4 spells. We'll play Scalding Tarn. Fetch. Play the Island. I guess I'll play Preordain because I need another spell before I could flip Rail anyway. Bottom the Ruby Medallion. Am I really going all in on this Desperate Ritual? I think I have to. We'll play Rail Monsoon Mage. Try Desperate Ritual. They're likely going to try to kill the Rail here. Or they could wait and hope that I don't flip and then try to kill it with the Manamorphose if I lose the flip. So now we get another chance with the Rail here. I'll say Tails. We lost the flip. That's not good. We'll make blue. Ren's Resolve. We get another chance here with Desperate Ritual. Say Tails. We lost the flip. So now I'm dead to a Lightning Bolt. Galvanic Discharge. The Rail. Say Tails. I win that flip. Too late, though. And now we need Ren's Resolve to be good. Nope. We bricked. Okay, so we lose game number 2. Bummer. Needed to be a little bit more lucky. So we saw High Noon. Do I want to bring in at least a few copies of Into the Floodmaw? And the question is, if yes, what am I getting rid of? I think I'm just going to resubmit. I'd rather not play, like, we don't know how many High Noons there are, and Spell Pierce counters it anyway. And then Spell Pierce also hits Thraben Charm and Orm's Chant on the play. It's a weird one, but I'll keep it. Play Steam Vents. Pass the turn. Arid Mesa for a Sacred Foundry and Ocelot Pride. Fast in Flames is a good draw. Let's try Ren's Resolve. Holy moly, that was good. Let's go. So it looks like I can try for a turn 3 win, assuming our opponent doesn't have a 1-mana white instant. So now they attack with the Ocelot Pride. We draw a Ritual. Let's play Pyretic Ritual. Rail Monsoon Mage. Try Desperate Ritual. They Tails. We lose the flip. Desperate Ritual. They're going to Galvanic Discharge. I will attempt a Manamorphose. Say Tails. We win the flip. And I'll say yes. Manamorphose. Make blue. And we ripped Spell Pierce. So even if they have Orm's Chant, I believe we just won. Plus the Rail. Manamorphose. Red, blue. That's interesting. So I could play it for 2. I would go down to 4 mana, play Manamorphose, would bring me up to 5, and I'd still have enough mana. No, I'd end up in a spot where, okay, I shouldn't play the Rail yet, because post Past in Flames, I'd have to use the last mana to play a spell, and that leaves me open to Orm's Chant beating me, and right now I can't lose to Orm's Chant. So we'll play Past in Flames. Oh, no, it wouldn't have, because it would have been reduced by 2 with the Rail Monsoon Mage. My bad. That was incorrect. We'll play the Rail. I forgot that Past in Flames would have been reduced by 2, so that would have worked. Play Pyretic Ritual. Fails. We won the flip, I'll say yes. Keep the new one. Ultimate the Rail, Leyline Prodigy. Look at all those spells. We'll play Pyretic Ritual and Preordain. Keep the new Rail. Play it. We'll bounce their Ocelot Pride. Say Tails. We win the flip, yes. Keep the new one. Ultimate the Rail. We hit both Vivis, so I can't play those. But I still have a Grape Shot somewhere in my deck. 29 cards left. We'll play Preordain for free. Get rid of both of these lands. Play Preordain. Spell 16. Get rid of the Ruby Medallion. We'll keep the Ren's Resolve. Play Pyretic Ritual. Ren's Resolve. Spell number 18. Reckless Impulse, spell 19. Reckless Impulse, spell number 20. And I had another Ral, so we'll play that. We'll bounce the cat token. I lost that flip. Play Manamorphose. Say Tails. We won the flip, yes. That's all 4 Rals this game. That's pretty cool. Make blue. Ultimate the Ral. Still no Grape Shot, but we hit a large chunk of lands, which is kind of nice. Okay, so we'll play a few free rituals here. Spell number 25. Reckless Impulse. And there's the Grape Shot. Play it. Wow. Alright, we are now 2-0 with Vivi Izzet Ruby Storm. Vivi, really, really impressive so far. I've enjoyed it. Let's see how it is in match number 3. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $15.99. This token combo pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens featuring classic Storm and Mana tokens with new inclusions such as our modern Ruby Storm package, but that's not all. Our token pack covers a variety of formats from Pauper to CDH with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. The third match, we're on the draw, and we've opened up a reasonable hand. I wish that one of the lands was a spell, but I think the rest of the hand is so good that you're supposed to keep it. They play a first turn Marsh Flats into Hallowed Fountain. Sigardizade. It's been a while since I've seen Hammer Time. Ornithopter, 3 cards remain in their hand. Ooh, we drew another land. That was not good. Get rid of the Rail Monsoon Mage, we don't need that. Pass. There's one hammer. So I am actually dead next turn, so I have to play the Rail and chump block. I don't think we're going to win this. We drew another land. Yeah, I don't think there's any world in which we win this now. I guess I could draw Sink in a Stupor. We would bounce the Ornithopter and pray that they don't do anything for a while. I will block. Sink in a Stupor? No. We could Pyretic Ritual. Manamorphose. I guess I didn't need a Pyretic Ritual, but it gives me the possibility of drawing a cantrip into it. Fast in Flames, that's not good enough. Ren's Resolve. I'm sorry, Reckless Impulse. And that's a cantrip. Okay, we got hammer timed. If only we were on the play. I would like 4 copies of Into the Floodmaw. We'll get rid of 3 Consider and 1 Past in Flames. Let's try this. On the play, let's see how it goes. Sure. Seems like a reasonable hand of Magic the Gathering cards. Play Scalding Tarn, we will fetch. Grab Steam Vents, ouch. And Preordain. I would like both of these, thank you. Pass the turn. They have Flooded Strand. I'm just going to play the Rail Monsoon Mage and pass the turn. It resolves. They grab a Meticulous Archive. And they kept that card on top. Memnite. So that must have been the card they kept on top, or why wouldn't you have played it last turn? Or that. Or they just really wanted to surveil, I guess. Now they play an Urza Saga. So they're holding open something, possibly. But I think we're supposed to jam. So I would like to play a Desperate Ritual. No. No, you can draw your card. We'll say Tails. I lose the flip. Desperate Ritual. Spell Pierce. I would like to Manamorphose in response. Say Tails. We lose the flip. Do blue-red. I did not draw another ritual, so we'll just pay here. The rail count is currently 2. Play a Ren's Resolve. This is rail count for 3. We lose the flip. There's a ritual. Alright, this is the 4th spell for Rail Monsoon Mage. We lose the flip. Ren's Resolve is spell number 5. Say Tails. We lose the flip. Reckless Impulse. In response, play Pyretic Ritual. Tails. We win. Flip. That was what I should have done in match number 1, where I was an idiot. But I just had a brain fart. We'll play Reckless Impulse. Ultimate the Ral. And now we can play the other Ral. wherever it might be. There it is. Actually, hold on. Let's play Ruby Medallion. And now we'll play the Ral Monsoon Mage. And all we have to do is cast spells at this point. Fails. We win. We'll flip. Keep the new one. Ultimate the Ral. Play Pyretic Ritual. Desper Ritual. Desper Ritual. We will bounce their Esper Sentinel because they... Oh, no, I can't. I would have to Manamorphose first. Alright, we'll play Manamorphose. Big blue. Manamorphose again. We'll make 2 blue. Reckless Impulse. Reckless Impulse. Ren's Resolve. And Grape Shot you for 20. Turn 3 through a Spell Pierce. Not bad. I'm going to just resubmit. The downside is now we're on the draw for the 3rd game, and we would really like an Into the Floodmaw. Okay, I mean, this hand is good. I don't think I'm supposed to mulligan this. They kept 7. I mean, I'm going to keep. Hallowed Fountain. Esper Sentinel. Sure. Mox Opal. We'll play Thundering Falls. Keep the Ruby Medallion. Pass. Inkmoth Nexus. That's scary. Sigarda's Aid. And Colossus Hammer. Oh no. That is not good for me. And the Mox Opal's active, so if they have Spell Pierce, I'm dead. I mean, I could just try to bounce the Esper Sentinel. I could go Ritual, Morphos, Sink in a Stupor. Alternatively, I could go Ritual, Ruby Medallion, Manamorphose, make blue, but then I have to preordain into, what is it called? Into the Floodmaw. I think I just have to go Ritual, Manamorphose, Sink, and hope that they don't have Spell Pierce. Grab the Mountain. Desper Ritual. Like, if you opened up this hand with Spell Pierce, you got me. Like, there's no beating that. Desper Ritual. And they had it. So, bummer. Sometimes losses happen. And we are now 2-1. You're still watching. Make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. The 4th match. On the play, looking to bounce back. Sure. I mean, it's not an amazing hand, but I think it's probably fine. Play Scalding Tarn and Fetch. Steam Vents. Ouch. And the reason I'm grabbing his Steam Vents here is I don't want to get stuck with double blue between the Island and Sink in a Stupor. So I am choosing here to deal myself a little bit of damage so that way I have mana flexibility later. They play a Bloodstained Mire for their own Steam Vents. Preordain, sure. We'll play Scalding Tarn, and then we're going to play Ruby Medallion off of the mountain. Here we go. Send it back to the opponent. They play Wooded Foothills for their own basic mountain. Slickshot Show Off. So they are Izzet Prowess. And now they swing. I am at 15. I would like to start the turn with a Ren's Resolve. See what I'm working with here. Wooded Foothills. So I cannot play the Sink in a Stupor because it would require another mana. It is not reduced by Ruby Medallion. I will fetch. I go to 14. And Steam Vents, unfortunately. Play the Reckless Impulse. Brutal. Just putting myself dead here to the show off. Play Preordain. I was hoping to hit some mana at some point, but we're just struggling. Alright, pass the turn and pray I'm not dead from 12. 2 mana. Another show off, I'm probably dead. There's a Bobble, so that is 6 damage. So they need 3 more spells. Mutagenic Growth would only be 2 spells. And there's a Mutagenic Growth. Actually, that's just lethal. I forgot about the +2 from the Mutagenic Growth. Ah, that's a bummer. I felt like that's a game that got away from me. Alright, we definitely want Into the Floodmaw. Take out Consider. And 1 Past in Flames. Let's try this. On the play for game 2. I really don't love having the Grape Shot. Like, this hand is okay, but if, like, you had a cantrip instead of either the Grape Shot or Into the Floodmaw, I think it's a lot more realistic. But right now, you're just keeping a hand that doesn't do anything. So I think you're supposed to send this back. We will keep this. Get rid of the second copy of Into the Floodmaw. Play the Scalding Tarn. We will fetch down to 17, grabbing a Steam Vents. Ouch. Play Preordain. And I think we keep both of these. Pass the turn. Bloodstained Mire for a mountain. Dragon's Rage Channeler. I will go to 15, and we will play the Ren's Resolve. Ruby Medallion and a Ral Monsoon Mage. Thundering Falls, okay. They get rid of a show-off. They play Swift Spear, and they swing for 2. Ouch. I'm at 13. We draw a land, which was honestly very good, because now I can play both of these cards from exile. Pass. So the issue is, I don't have anything to do. Like, none of my spells flip this Ral. They're fetching with the Wooded Foothills, and now they play a Preordain. They have 4 cards in their hand. The question is, am I supposed to block here? They have 4 cards. I just feel like I'm so far away from flipping the Ral. So if I don't block and they play like 2 mutagenic growths, it's +6. So I'd take 8 down to 5. No blocks. Another ritual. We'll play Vivi Ornitier. And they might have Spell Pierce in their hand. So I don't know if this Into the Floodmaw will even resolve. I'll just pass. And now they play a Quarry Steel Cutter. That's fine with me. They get rid of a Preordain. That's interesting. That's a card that I would have guessed that they would have wanted. And now they use the Bauble. They get to see my top card. They do not swing with the Monk. They leave it back. I'm going to say no blocks. So this is 6, so it would put me down to 5. No blocks. And if they try to play a spell here, I could always try to Into the Floodmaw. Okay, I'm at 5. They draw off the Bauble. I need like a Preordain or a Ren's Resolve, Past in Flame, something like that. Another Sink into Stupor. Does not really help me here. Let's play Pyretic Ritual. Trigger the Ral. Tails. We lose the flip. I go to 4. Vivi gets a counter. They go to 15. And they're going to Spell Pierce. And I had a feeling they had Spell Pierce. But I'm not terribly surprised by that. I'm trying to figure out how I live. We'll play Desperate Ritual. The Ral will trigger. I lose the flip. Unfortunate. So the Vivi now makes 2 blue. So I can bounce 2 things. And I guess I'll pay for the Spell Pierce. Activate the Vivi for 2 blue. We'll bounce the Channeler. Hopefully the Ral will win the flip here. Tails. We win the flip. Yes, I would like to transform. So this actually is something I mentioned in the deck tech. I can draw a card right here using the Ral, and it can deal 2 to a target. So unfortunately, the Monk... Actually, I could... No, that's probably foolish to bounce the Quarry Steel Cutter. But then I could kill the Monk and draw a card. Maybe it's not so bad. We'll bounce the Quarry Steel Cutter. I mean, I would be giving them a fish. I guess I don't have to choose this yet, because I could just minus the Ral, and then what if I drew like a Preordain into Past in Flames or something? So why don't I just start by using the Ral's minus ability, and we'll deal 2 to the Monk. I did not draw Past in Flames or a cantrip. Okay, so what would I like to do? I think we Sink into Stupor on the Quarry Steel Cutter, because this way I am not giving them a fish. Pass the turn. So I have a large blocker, but I'm at 3. They play a land, Quarry Steel Cutter, Slickshot Show Off. So a free spell here kills me. No, I'm just dead anyway. That's lethal. If they don't even need a free spell. I am dead on board. And it looks like they have the mutagenic growth anyway. So yeah, they definitely had it. Okay, yeah, I needed to draw a little bit better there. My next card was... It's not going to show me. Alright, well, we started off really hot, and now we're 2-2. I do feel like I've been varianced a little bit, and particularly match number 3. This one was close. I just didn't quite get there. I think that's the best way to describe it. So, we're 2-2. Let's go get match number 5. The Gold Sabertooth times the Epic Storm collection has arrived with 3 full-size tokens showcasing the beloved Dark Ritual, CDH Rogsai, and Legacy of the Epic Storm for just $5. On the backs of these tokens, there's a place for my signature or a custom message. In addition to these sweet tokens, a friendly reminder that all orders that ship from theepicstorm.com also come with a signed Storm token from yours truly. The final round, we're on the draw. I've opened up a no-lander. Unfortunately, we have to send it back. This seems pretty good. Keep it and get rid of the mountain. Leyline of the Guild Pack, so Domain Zoo. Blooded Strand. This is not a matchup that I particularly enjoy playing, and we're on the draw and they have turn 1 Ragavan. This is going to be tough. We'll play the Scalding Tarn, pass. They have a turn 2 Arena of Glory, so that way they can give their large creatures haste. And they attack with the Ragavan. It flips over a land, so they don't get to cast anything here, but they still get a treasure. And a turn 2 Territorial Kavu. Yeah, I mean, this is their ideal start. Like, you can't ask for much better. I'm going to play Ral Monsoon Mage on turn 2, but I'm expecting them to have a removal spell. Do we want the Vivi? I don't know. I think we keep it as backup, but it might not be good enough. Play Steam Vents, ouch. And the Ral Monsoon Mage. Pass the turn. Well, Ral lived until their untap step. So they could have Lightning Bolt, Tribal Flames, or Leyline of Leyline Binding, that's what it's called. They're attacking with the Ragavan. I don't think they play pump spells, but I think they're just hoping that they draw into a removal spell here, or they already have one. I can't think of a reason not to block, so we're going to block. Yeah, I mean, you were going to bolt either way, so I got a free block in. Sure. Seems a little odd to me to do that. Unless you were hoping to get more spells out of me on my turn, which is a little greedy in my opinion. Scion of Draco. I'm at 10. So they already have lethal on board. And my hand can't win. I could play Vivi as a blocker, but it also lightning bolts me with the Synchronous Stupor, so we're dead. Not a great showing. Okay. This matchup is incredibly tough. I think you want Flood Maws. You can make the argument that, like, you don't need them. But in my experience, a lot of these decks play a bunch of Damping Spheres in the sideboard. So you either bring in Spell Pierce or you bring in Flood Maw. Spell Pierce stops the removal and their Stubborn Denials, which is nice, but I just worry about Damping Sphere. Maybe I'll try Spell Pierce on the draw, or on the play. And we'll get rid of Flood Maw. Let's try this. On the play for game 2. Yeah, we'll keep. Play Scalding Tarn, pass. They mulligan to 5. I don't know what they were looking for, but clearly after something. Blooded Strand. We will fetch. Grab the Thundering Falls, Surveil 1. Get rid of the Ren's Resolve. I just don't think we need another Reckless Impulse right now. Play the Synchronous Stupor as a land. Now I'm having second thoughts about just jamming a Ruby Medallion into Stubborn Denial. Play Reckless Impulse. They fetch in response for a Steam Vents, and it looks like it will be a Stubborn Denial. Yep, I will not pay. If I had realized a little sooner what they were doing, I probably would have kept the Ren's Resolve. They play a Temple Garden, and no turn 2 play. We will Preordain. Keep both of these on top. Pass the turn. And now we'll draw the Preordain. Let's play Ruby Medallion. They're resolved. So they could have a Leyline Binding, but I mean, there's not a whole lot I can do about that. And they do. I'm going to just pass the turn. They play land number 3. 4 cards still in hand. They grab a Swamp. So now they have all 5 colors for Leyline Binding. Scion of Draco, sure. Fetch, we'll grab the other copy of Thundering Falls. Actually, do I want the Arid Mesa? I'll keep it. So, in theory, I can make a large Vivi this turn to outlive a Tribal Flames, but if they have another Leyline Binding, it hurts quite a bit. So that's the downside of keeping the Arid Mesa. Play the Pyretic Ritual. Play the Vivi floating 1. And now we'll Desperate Ritual. The Vivi gets a counter. Manamorphose. We'll make blue. And I hit Synchronous Stupor. I don't know if I see the point in casting it quite yet, so I'll play Preordain. So now Vivi will live through a Tribal Flames, Manamorphose, and Spell Pierce. I don't think I want the Spell Pierce anymore. Keep the Manamorphose. Play Manamorphose. So now Vivi is a 4/7. Blue-red. Another Manamorphose. So now Vivi is a 5/8. Blue-red. Wish I could have drawn Past in Flames. We have to pass. They play a land. Still 3 cards in their hand. And they're going to swing. So this will knock me down to 10. The Triome does not make red mana, so they can't have double Tribal Flames to kill me here. But I think this attack means they have the Leyline Binding. I go to 10. 3 mana. Fable of the Mirrorbreaker. Okay. And they're passing, leaving open the Triome. I drew another land. Ah, brutal. So if I bounce the Goblin, and then they would go to 8, and I'd put them to 2, I think that's the best thing I can do here. Untap my lands. We'll use the Vivi mana. Bounce the Goblin. Couldn't just draw a spell. We'll attack with the Vivi. And they're at 2. Fable of the Mirrorbreaker, so they can discard 2 cards and then draw 2 cards here. They got rid of 2 copies of Flage. That's interesting. So the attack here would bring me down to 6. So I'm 1 life, advantaged of not dying to Tribal Flames. The downside, well, actually, I wonder why they played the Flage, because theoretically that could have brought them up to 5 if they had another blocker. That could have kept them, like, if they have a blocker and they could play Flage, I'm out of range of killing them. And now they can escape Flage. So maybe this is just all they needed. But I was just wondering, like, should they have kept 1 in case? But maybe that's just not playing to win. So Into the Floodmaw wins the game for me. Past in Flames wins. The final copy of Sink into Stupor. And that's a Flage. So I will go to 3. They'll go up to 4. I need to draw a spell that's relevant. Nile Spellbomb. So that shuts off Past in Flames. And we drew a dud anyway, so we lose. Play Ruby Medallion. They go to 3. So it's worth noting, I did not draw any of the sideboard cards and we fizzled. So a thought that I've had throughout the league is I feel like I've actually been really light on action. And I wonder if it's a deck building flaw. Like, I think Vivi, so we went 2-3, not the end of the world. Vivi was incredible in my opinion. So my question becomes, is it a deck building flaw? Because I mean, we're just dead here, but whatever. I'll let them attack me. Because we ended up running out of gas a lot. So I think one thing I'd change is instead of playing 4 copies of Into the Floodmaw, I'd play 3. And then because, like, I don't want to board out the 3rd Past in Flames because I felt like we ended up not drawing action a lot. So that was a concern of mine, is we just didn't draw the action. And then, was Cutting Wish wrong? I don't know if Cutting Wish was wrong, but what I do know is we had less payoffs. So how do you fit Vivi into the deck and play Wish? Because I think Wish is sort of what we were missing. So here was the deck list we played today. I don't know if this is perfect. I kind of missed the Wish. But I don't know how you play Vivi and Wish unless you just cut up, like, hypothetically, you just cut Consider. And then you could play 3 Wishes there. Or you could play, or you could cut the Grape Shot and, like, a Consider for 2 Wish or something like that. It's just, I don't know how exactly you fit everything. And if you're cutting Considers, you start to wonder, why am I playing the cantrip build? And because we're playing fewer lands, which is a benefit because then you fizzle less compared to, like, the Boros lists. So that's like, I didn't even want to cut 1 Consider. Like, I wanted to play 4 today. I just didn't know how to add in 1 Grape Shot and the 2 VVs. So deck building space feels very tight. I know that the person, Alexander Gordon Brown, played 18 lands with 8 cantrips. I was, in my last video, I played 8 cantrips with 19 lands. In theory, you could go down a land, and then you could cut 1 Consider and the Grape Shot for 2 Wish. But even so, the games where I lost this league, I didn't find Consider or any other sideboard card or the Grape Shot. So I'm not sure. I really don't know how you fit Vivi in, but Vivi was surprisingly very good. That's how I felt. So we're in an interesting spot here of how do you fit 10 reducers between Ruby Medallion, Ral, Monsoon, Mage, and Vivi? I don't know. But it felt good having all of them. It's just the deck felt a little action light because I ended up cutting action spells, so I have to solve that. But Vivi was very impressive, I will say that. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I hope you have a wonderful day, and as always, keep storming. Hey you, yeah you, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're interested, you can visit theepicstorm.com/donation decks to see your combo deck here on this very YouTube channel. You can even join me in a video in the Epic tier. It's totally worth it, I promise. And see ya. Thanks for watching.